Cardano and Ethereum are two of the most known cryptocurrencies in the world. Both these coins have been moving in a significant manner. However, among both of these coins, which one do you think is a bit more superior in terms of staking? And what is staking? Stay tuned to find out more. Hi Cardano lovers, welcome to Cardano Land, your daily dose of Cardano. If you're interested in everything around Cardano, this is the place for you. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for us to provide you with more Cardano news. And let us know in the comments how much you think Cardano will cost next month. Let's get to it. Before we get any deeper into today's topic, allow us to introduce you to the concept of staking. This is perhaps an act that involves actively participating in the transaction validation. Many might call it to be similar to mining. This is carried out on a proof-of-stake blockchain. For a basic understanding, we can say that anyone with the minimum required balance of a specific cryptocurrency can start validating transactions and therefore earn staking rewards for the same. In other words, one may claim that this is a system that creates checks and balances to ensure the smooth functioning of a coin. This is an essential element to make sure nothing goes wrong in the transactions, and each one of them remains as authentic as possible. Many believe that staking is much less risky than actually starting to trade. The reason for that is that this is something which is more or less under your control. The only requirement is that you need to hold some amount of coins in the wallet to make sure that you're added into the mining pool. Once that formality is completed, you'll certainly be able to make profits through the concept of staking. However, many still do not understand how this makes them money. The process behind that is really simple and easy to understand. Staking means that you'll be putting more effort and will receive some percentage of the coin. The proof-of-stake technology allows you to validate the transactions that are there in the pool and will allow you to ensure that you keep earning some part of the profits through that. It rewards you for the additional work you do on blockchain technology. Cardano, with its much newer technology, stands a higher chance to surpass Ethereum. However, through this video we will also look into some of the major differences between the two as well. As far as Ethereum is concerned, they define staking as a public good for the Ethereum ecosystem. Your contribution will help them secure the network, and that is a reason why you get paid a certain portion of the coin. In the case of Ethereum, the person intending to stake needs to deposit at least 32 ETH to activate validator software. You'll then be responsible for storing data, processing transactions, and adding new blocks to the blockchain. Rewards are provided for keeping up the network consensus. This helps the coin to make sure that the network integrity stays, helping them to grow further. Briefly speaking, the requirements to start staking are 32 ETH to become a full validator. However, you may also own less than that to join a staking pool. There are some more hardware requirements and process explanations. We will look into that as well through this video. One other requirement is to start running the ETH1 mainnet client. The launchpad will itself help you get used to the process that is run behind to start validating. As an alternative to this, you get to choose the option of backend API. Furthermore, you also get the option to stake solo or run a validator in the process. You will also need to use the ETH2 launchpad, which will help you get through the setup processes. Essentially, ETH2 is the local copy of the blockchain, and therefore will take a while before the downloading completes in your system. The next step that's included is in the validation of the staking contract. This can be done by sending a transaction to the staking deposit contract. The address for the same must be followed correctly and must be retrieved only from the trusted websites. One of the examples for this is the Ethereum website, which clearly explains the process in a simple manner. We recommend you make sure that you get the address from the same website to make sure nothing goes wrong in between. Once this is updated, you will then get access to the world of staking. Also, keep in mind that this job is something that is crucial to the integrity of the whole system. Therefore, you could lose the minimum amount of ETH that you have in your wallet. This means that you need to be extremely careful and make sure that you don't decide to cheat the system. Now, let us see what the process is for Cardano. Technical knowledge is not something that's crucial for trading. The fastest way to start staking is through Exodus. Based on the process that has to be followed, due to the more developed technology, it is much simpler in the case of Cardano. This process helps you to keep earning a passive income and therefore acts as an interest on your crypto holdings. This does mean that you cannot spend your tokens while you stake, but the benefit is a reward for staking for other tokens. Here at Cardano, things are not like that. You still have access to your coins and will be able to spend them. Staking helps the entire network to perform better, even in Cardano. This is something that's common for all platforms. You help allocate more resources to the blockchain and make sure that the system works in a better manner, and the stability of the system is maintained. Staking in Cardano means that you will be staking your Cardano address. Therefore, all that you have in your address will be used for staking to the pool. Unlike other platforms, Cardano allows you to still use the ADA. Rewarding is based on your current balance at the time of processing the rewards. The best thing about Cardano staking is that the minimum requirement to start staking is just 5 ADA. Comparing that to Ethereum, which is at 32 ETH, the amount is much lesser even in dollars. You will need to spend at least $71,104 to start staking for Ethereum, while in the case of Cardano, the amount is just around $7, which is in itself like 10,000 times less. Given the fact that you cannot revert your changes once you start staking, the decision you take will be final and you cannot return back from that. As long as Ethereum works on the basis of the beacon chain, withdrawing like Cardano has not been a possibility. This is another reason why staking in Cardano is preferred much more by people. After you start staking in Cardano, it will take a minimum of 25 days till you start earning your first reward, and post that you will see rewards coming in after every 5 days. This is something that needs to be kept in mind as well. There are chances that this number may exceed over the 25 days that we mentioned, but that happens only in certain cases. The user may also manually claim the rewards by heading onto the app settings once again. In the desktop app, all you have to do is install the Exodus and head on to Settings. Enable the apps in the settings and clock on the Rewards app. You will see Cardano being listed there and will show you the current APY. Click on Get Reward for Cardano. It will then take you to the next page that asks if you want to stake. Click on Stake ADA and you are into the process. The process for Cardano is simple and it does not involve complicated processes like that of Ethereum. There are no lock-in periods, and therefore the need for worrying about the price changes and not being able to gain profits through the same are therefore eliminated. Make sure that you have the minimum amount of ADA in your wallet for staking. That is 5 ADA according to the Exodus support page. In the case of a mobile phone, head to the settings page in your Cardano wallet or Exodus app. You'll see an icon in the top right corner. Click on that and you will reach onto the Cardano staking screen. Once you tap Stake Cardano, you would then have started staking the Cardano. You can then start claiming your reward manually by touching the Claim Rewards option. There is another very important thing to be kept in mind while staking in Cardano, which is about saturation. This refers to the situation when a particular stake pool has more stakes delegated to it than what's sufficient to a network. This will often lead to diminishing rewards to make sure that no single pool becomes too large. You can also step back and undelegate yourself. This option is also seen in Daedalus Wallet. The process in Cardano is much simpler and efficient than the one we have for Ethereum, as you've all noticed. Even in terms of rewards, Cardano seems to be much more efficient, with over 5.3% of rewards. There are some things that you need to keep in mind while you start trading. One among them is the fact that you need to have a good, reliable system, and you also need to make sure that you always have the time to make up to your nodes in case they need attention. The changes that have to be made are essential, and you may even be charged in case of any cheating attempts, which could turn extremely costly in the case of Ethereum. Let us know in the comments below what you think the price will be next month, and make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and also subscribe to our channel. Turn on the post notifications for more interesting content. See you next time at Cardano Land.